I'm going to introduce now a man whose father actually founded this theater. He came in from New York this morning, Phil Langner, and I'm going to have him speak for a few minutes on the history and anything he would like to talk about his dad and how this all came about with his dream. Phil.
I'm so excited about the possibility of starting the theater again, and it was so wonderful, and it grounds in the whole situation is so gorgeous. And here we have a country known as the U.S., and the opportunity for Connecticut to have a famous Shakespeare theater here is one that is unbelievable if we would miss it. And so we must not think of it as, well, we could put a motel here or whatever else, a home or something. Shakespeare is a glorious thing, a Shakespeare theater, and we just can't let it go. I want to tell you about 2 or 3 interesting examples of other Shakespeare theaters. There's a Shakespeare theater called the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, and a man went out in 1932, and he went to Oregon and he said, I know what, they need a Shakespeare theater here. So, I mean, I'm laughing because it sounds impossible. Now that theater is thriving so much that they have about 400 people working there. In other words, they have several theaters and they're going all the time. I want to tell you another story that I was a part of and knew about, and that was in London. A wonderful actor from New York named Sam Wanamaker said, I know what, we need to have a new Globe Theater in London. The Globe Theater was spent 300 years ago, Shakespeare's Globe. And he worked and worked, and everyone said, are you crazy? Obviously. Worked for 30 years or so, and I went there and saw the Globe Theater being built right in the south side of London, and it was built exactly the way Shakespeare's Globe was built. So it takes one person or many people, but with a realization of Shakespeare is not, I don't know, Jones Junior High, and it's so important. And lastly, I want to tell you about a theater in Manaus, at the let's say 2,000 miles up the Amazon River. I've been there. We did a play there. Well, a man came there from Paris about 1915 or something, and he said, we've got to have a theater here. And everybody said, what? He started his theater by having boats in the Amazon River, and the people sat on the bank of the river, and then he would have the actors act on a tugboat sort of thing out in the water. So I'm saying all this to say it can be done, and I also feel it must be done. And Connecticut is a fantastic state, artistic state, cultural. I've lived here much of my life, went to school a great deal here, and I can't understand, I shouldn't say can't understand, I can't believe that we wouldn't realize that a Shakespeare theater in Connecticut is a glorious, glorious happening, and we need to make it happen. Thank you.
Thank you, Phil. By the way, Philip also managed the Westport Country Theater, and his dad started that also.